Hey, what's up guys? This is T-Bone here. Welcome back to another episode of playing Legendary Game Heroes. So as you know, I got the event team during my live stream, and I wasn't sure just how well it was going to perform. Well, what I wanted to show you today is after tweaking around a little bit, I've come up with a team that is going to be able to get me at least 50% on every single boss I enter, and I'm guaranteed to get that much damage in without risking losing it. And so let's go ahead and do this right now. In fact, I have a boss that's been rallied to me, so I'm going to go ahead and use this team. We're going to go in with a three key attack, and afterwards, then we're going to go and take a look at the composition of the team and also the relics and all that stuff. But with this particular setup, I can do this in turn 0. That means, I don't actually have to do any matches. I'm just going to go ahead and activate my cards in the following order. I go from left to right in this particular case, and I'm going to explain to you why. Then I'm going to basically just go ahead and do a power gem swap, and let's take a look and see how much damage we're able to deal with our cards here. So my main card, ultimate form, is 823, and my hard one gorillas dealt a little bit over 500 trillion. Total damage output from this particular set was about 5 quadrillion. Okay, after the nuke, it was about 5 quadrillion because of it. So how did that happen? How did I get this? Well, you know that the ultimate form, Protectors of Prosperity, has the the battle skill that gives you 2,000% increase. All right, 2,000% increase, and then I also have Pujami Rashmi, which gives me an additional 2,000% for the attack. Okay, so I'm getting 2,000% attack boost and 4,000 total. Then I have Reaping Royalties. You notice I didn't actually activate the card because this is a card that simply creates power gems when you dispel something. So in Slayer events, I have to wait until turn 3 to really take advantage of it. So, or turn 2 to take advantage of that. But I did this in turn 0. But the reason I did this is because this card passively spawns power gems. And the way Gem Crush works now with the board, when you create your power gems first, and then all of your relics spawn gems around it, it's going to it basically will take up the spots, and then when your relics spawn gems around it, then you're going to fill up the board as you saw what happened there. And so when you can full crush on turn 0, you're going to increase your amount of damage done. Because you already are starting with, a lot more power gems on the board than if you didn't. And you're storing those gems also, so it all helps. Being able to full crush on turn 1 or turn 0 is very important, and that's why this works. And of course, I have my hard one gorillas at 4 stars, and this card does 5 times nuke damage afterwards, so for me it's a no-brainer. But really, Awaken this Dream Guardian is sort of the icing on the cake for this deck. This is the commander card from the Visions of the Void deck. So if you have the ultimate form, you want to make sure you use it. And you might also want to consider putting in Awakened Dream Guardian also, just because it will give you a 4% damage increase for every Earth Gem that you have on the board. All right. And that is huge. This is a damage increase as opposed to attack increase. And the reason why I do this in left to right is because by activating it in that particular order, I generally have the maximum amount of power gems on the board by the time I activate the Dream Guardian. So let's go ahead and take a look again. We're gonna try out various different teams here. We're gonna go and take a look. And so my strategy really with this deck is I focus on going after. So here's an example. Here's an Infernal Diamond, and it's too bad I just missed it. All right. So there's an Infernal there. There's another Infernal Diamond. I'm gonna jump in with 1 key. And so with this set, with this particular team, I can go in one key for my for the diamond bosses, and then 3 key for all Corellian bosses. And this will get me 50% at least. If I don't just take MVP right now, I will get at least 50%. And I'm also trying to get Finisher. Okay, I'm trying to get Finisher, and I'm also trying to get MVP if possible. MVP is still up in the is still potentially available, but at least 50%. All right, so I can deal 167 trillion damage with the ultimate form here, and I don't have MVP because that was taken by probably the original owner, the finder of the boss. But I got Finisher as well. So this right here, a Infernal Diamond boss, 50% gives you 728 million trophies, and that is a lot compared to what you can get with a regular Corellian boss. And so it's very valuable, and the fact is I can do it with one key so that I can save a lot of keys and I can deal a lot of damage. And so I wasn't like, I didn't know when I was previewing this deck that with the right combination, where this combination exists, that is this powerful. And the reason it works is because I have the nuke, I'm able to do a full crush, and I have the damage boost on top of the attack boost. So all of these really make the for me, it really made it work. And the reason why I even had to do this is because I didn't have enough Earth Slayer relics that would break the shield for Beast Killer. And so I looked to using my Earth Commander Beast Killer. And so this is the relic that works for commanders, and that also comes with the Visions of the Void deck. And so I was able to combine these two. I only have 2 Earth Slayer relics, but with these 5, I made my relic set. The thing is, with the relics here, you probably know this already, but you're not guaranteed to get a full board crush. So that's why using Reaping Royalties really work in that case. And so that is the relic setup. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the difference now between these two, where I'm going to use, let's do 3 keys here. So you saw that I was getting close to 1 quadrillion damage with my ultimate form using the Dream Guardians card. And here what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that you don't need, like, I'm going to show you the difference, what it's going to be like if you don't have the full crush. So when you don't have full crush, this is what you end up with. You end up with a single power gem on the board as opposed to 7 power gems. And then when you activate everything, okay, and this is with the full event team and also with Dream Guardians, you are going to have slightly lower damage output. Okay, and so you can see here, it's not huge difference, right? I still got close to 700, and so it's like Reaping Royalties isn't necessary. It really isn't. But in my opinion, like, the more you can sort of get your individual damage output to be that much higher, the better it's going to be for you, right? And so this one also works if you have the full event team plus 2 ultra rare cards. I mean, if you have 2 ultra rares, that's great. It's just that you're gonna have a little bit less power gems, but that makes up for it with the boost. Or if you have 2 Master Collection cards, in this case I use 2 Master Collection cards, so you can use that setup as well. It's just that you're not guaranteed to have a gem crush, and so this ended up being a turn 2 deck, right? Where you needed to actually match gems, then you activate, then you match again in order to get your damage in. By that point, usually the bosses are dead. Okay, and so having the initial gem crush guarantee makes a huge difference. All right, so let's take a look at some of the other setups here. So, like, there are other cards that boost Beast Killer. So like Ring Royalty, for example, boost it, and you don't need to use a relic in this case. And so let's take a look and see how much we can do with that. So I guess we'll just go ahead and use this. So in these situations, and for me, I've also had to change out my 5th card. So instead of using Dream Guardians, I am actually just using Elusive Alasia, because I'm assuming that you're using this because you don't have Dream Guardians. Okay, you don't have the other booster, so we're now going to try out and see what happens if you use other boosters. How well will it work? And so in this case, what I want to do is I'm going to show you how you want to activate it. So you want to activate Alicia first, then you're going to go ahead and activate all the other cards. And let's see how much damage we can deal with this. So there's not a lot of power gems here, but we're getting we're getting some attack boost. So with Ring Royalties, you're getting basically an added attack boost for the amount of health you have. So you're getting an additional 100% attack boost. And so you saw there, our damage was about 100 somewhat trillion. And so it's not that great. So Ring Royalties really isn't going to help you too much. If we have there's another card here, which is going to be the Armored Automaton, which is another beast card, but this is a water one. What this will do is if you attack, the following turn you're going to get 50% damage increase for your beast heroes. And so in this case, I needed to bring in one relic. But because this is a commander beast killer card, I'm still able to take advantage of the commander relic here. So, you know, when you think about relics, think about bring in the right killer bonus and whether it's commander or slayer for the affinity that you need. So in this case, I needed earth gems if I don't have enough of the relics to break the shields, and so I'm using commander relic, you know, as much as I can. And so this one, again, this is a turn 2 deck because I have to make sure that I do an attack with water first. And so let's go ahead and do that. So all you need is to do an attack, but in my case, I didn't even, luckily I got the drop for it, but you need to make sure that you can actually activate the battle skills also. So now I have, okay, I need to attack a boss with a little bit higher health. So let's go ahead and do that because I needed to do this on a boss that is, because I'm dealing more damage there. So I need to make sure that I could, I probably just need to, let's hope that the bosses don't die right away. So let's go ahead and try against Josephine here. Okay, and so this is using Armored Automaton, and we are going to first activate. We're going to try and do a gem match first, and then we're going to make sure that we you know, match enough earth gems, which we can. And so once you do an attack, you're going to see the icon show up here that tells you that you now will have the damage increase. Then we're going to go ahead and activate all of our power gems. The only thing is having an off affinity here means you're just inherently going to have less power gems overall. So let's see how well this does. And so, you know, we're at about a 300 for my ultimate form. So let's see, the total damage that we're able to deal is about 700, but we're now getting into the realm where you're not guaranteed to get this result, because you're not guaranteed to be able to even get your attack in when by the time you get to attack. And so these options here, they will work, but you're not going to be able to guarantee yourself the amount of damage you have. And then you can also use something like United Taurus, but with this though, if you're using all Slayers, I won't be able to use this because I will not have the shield break. So I'm going to use that team, and I'm going to use it against a Corellian boss, and you'll see what I mean by this. So if I go up against Corellian boss using this setup, I have two issues. First one is whether or not I'll be able to actually, you know, what you can do is you can put the earth one in if you have it. So I will do one of those. But the problem here is, you know, not being able to break the shields. So not being able to break the shields really is going to be a bigger problem. And so what I can do is I can do Beast Killer. I could bring in one of them here. And so what this will do is this will break 4 of the shields. But I do need to find a Corellian boss. So let's go ahead and do a Corellian boss right now. So let's wait for the solo boss to spawn. And here's one, right? So we're going to go ahead and use this. Now we're going to go up against Corellian boss. We're probably going to have 2 shields on, but we're going to have, we're going to be using United Taurus here. So you can see here we have 2 shields, and that's going to be a problem. And also we don't get a full gem crush. And so these are all risky, because like it could be very conceivable that the very next hit, the bosses will die. And so what you want to do is you want to activate your United Taurus first, so that you can activate your battle skills afterwards. And let's go ahead and see how much damage you can deal. Now keep in mind we don't have 2 of the shields crushed here, and so the amount of damage we can deal really is a lot lower at 222 for the ultimate form. And so getting the right relics to break the shield is going to be paramount if you want to guarantee that you can do a lot more damage. And so we're on team 5 there. So let's see, we actually have, I actually have a couple more here. You can also, you know, if you wanted to use Verdant Druids, unfortunately you have the same problem too, because Verdant Druids only creates power gems when you have power gem on the board. And so if you wanted to do that, we could, but again, that's going to be another turn 2 deck, and so it's going to be an issue. Let's see. The problem here is we're going to go in the boss fight, and we're not going to be able to get the second hit off. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean. So we're gonna go in, and we're gonna try to do an attack, and the boss will most likely die by the time we do. And so that's why the first team that I have set up, really for me, is my favorite setup. Now, if you don't have reaping royalties, you could also do something different, and we're gonna talk about that. And here's where I'm not even using any of the relics here. And if I want to maximize my attack, I would actually be waiting until I get my Verdant Druids in. So the passive ability of Verdant Druids will create more power gems. And let's go ahead and activate all of our skills here and see what happens. Okay, but I want to make sure that I don't activate the Verdant Druid's battle skill, because it's going to do a nuke damage, and I don't want that because it will end my turn. And so with this, let's see how much damage we can do. So we're now dropping down to 100 trillion. So you can see the amount of damage just keeps going down as there are more shields on the board. And so dealing with it really is going to require you to bring in the right relics. And so, you know, it would have been the better situation. It would have been better instead of using these Earth Slayer relics. I should have simply used the other beast killer relics that I have. So in this case, I do have the Earth one. But what happens here is, because these are, I don't have commander cards here. What you'll see is, I'm going to show you on a, I'm going to show you on this here, so you can see what happens in this situation. Because I don't have a commander card in my deck, I'm not going to spawn the power gem. So I'm only going to be spawning based on the 2 Earth Slayer relics that I have. Right, and so what that's going to do is that is going to give me some power gems, but not quite enough. Okay, and so the best I could do is, you know, try to match some so I can get the battle skills ready and ready for the second turn. So this is where it's going to become a little bit of you know, you're gonna have to deal with the timing, because a lot of the bosses are dying really quickly. But hopefully we can deal. I didn't match that one well. So let's see how much we improve here. So we improved it to about double. Okay, but I didn't actually match everything correctly there. So without the boost from without the damage boost from, you know, Dream Guardians, you can see that it really makes a lot of difference. And what I want to show actually here is, without the I don't know. Oh, here it is. So I have a card. I have a deck here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and bring in as many power gems as I can. So I have Furious Goblin Jockey, which is a beast killer, and this one will give me, you know, 600% damage boost. All right, and so let's see. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to bring in. I'm going to bring in Intrepid Voyagers actually. Okay. And what I'm going to try and show you here is, basically I'm going to use as much as I can, you know, battle skills that will give me cards that, you know, if I don't have the event team. Okay, I just want to show you like the power output difference. And so we're going to go ahead and use this. This is without a event team, but I do have a 600% beast killer bonus. And I don't have the 2000% boost from the ultimate form. I don't have the 2000% boost from the ultra rare card, but I do have, you know, I do have a bunch of cards that can give me a lot of power gems. All right. And so let's see how much damage we can deal with this setup. You know, this is a pretty good looking set right here. Now let's take a look at the damage and see. 600% damage boost. I'm able to deal a little over 6 or 7 trillion. 3 key attack, a little over 8 trillion. Okay. This is compared to a 3 key attack, 1 turn with a boost at over 2 quadrillion damage total. That is a huge difference, and that is because of the damage boost and also the attack boost. And so this team, if you get the full event team, I think you should be fine for the event. But if you have Dream Guardians, definitely bring it in. You're going to notice a huge difference in your damage output, and you're going to be able to climb up the leaderboards much faster, because you're going to be able to get your MVP, or at least your 50% on every boss you go into. So this one's going to actually require me to scroll. So this one might actually be dead by the time I try to fight. But I'm going to go ahead and scroll in. And so you can see, so here's an example, right? So you can see that the boss is already at about 400 trillion. Normally in the previous Slayer Slayer events, you probably would just give up. Okay, but this is actually a pretty good opportunity to go in with your deck and claim your 50% and potentially also the finisher, because people might sometimes people just kind of leave it. Maybe not this event, but sometimes they kind of just leave it a little bit if they weren't able to successfully defeat the boss in one shot. And so what you do is you come in and then you deal about 2 quadrillion damage, and you come in and you take out the boss, or at least you get 50%. In this case, I couldn't take out the boss and beat the finisher, but I do claim the 50%, which actually gives me more trophies than MVP. Okay, so all I'm missing is the MVP there, and I collect a lot of trophies this way. And so I think that if you are looking to do well in this event, then this ultimate form will definitely be the way to go. Even though it doesn't spawn a lot of power gems, having the right cards to help you and being able to gem crush the very first turn, that is going to be the key to your success for this event. So that's going to be it for me for today, guys. Hopefully this has been helpful. Take care, and I will see you next time. Bye now.